So hi kids, welcome to quarter 3. And we're going to focus on this video about music and arts for your lesson for quarter 3 covering weeks 1 and 2. So we're going to discuss properties of sound, theatrical dance, and visual elements, legends, and folklore of the province. So we have here our first day for week 1, and we have our learning objectives. Identify the properties of sound, theatrical, dance, and visual elements in Sinukuan, the Kapampangan Legend of Mount Arayat, and explain how the properties of sound, theatrical, dance, and visual elements are used in the Sinukuan, the Kapampangan Legend of Arayat. Okay, but first, let's take a look at this picture. Are you familiar with this dance? So this is a dance in Ubando, and they are dancing the Santa Clarang Pinong Pino. So let's talk about that song. Santa Clarang Pinong Pino is a traditional folk song and a famous example of the country's rich cultural heritage. It is often associated with celebrations, especially during fiestas, and is linked to offering of delicacies like kakanin or sticky rice cakes to Saint Clare of Assisi, who is revered in the Philippines as Santa Clara. The song is essentially a playful and light-hearted appeal or prayer to Santa Clara asking for blessings and guidance. The phrase Pinong Pino refers to something that is fine or delicate, possibly symbolizing purity or elegance. So yung pagiging mahinhin, diba, mayumi, yan, yung mga katangian ng mga dalagang Pilipina. O gayon din yung sa kanilang pagmamahal kay Saint Clare or kay Santa Clara. Now let's take a look at the cultural context of the song. Santa Clara's devotion in the Philippine tradition, particularly in Ubando, Bulacan. The song is sung during the Ubando fertility dance as part of rituals seeking blessings for fertility, prosperity, or good fortune. So malimit yung mga kababayan natin na mga mag-asawa na nais magkaroon ng biyaya ng anak. So paniniwala nila kapag sumayaw sila dito sa Ubando, Bulacan ay mag-grant yung kanilang kahilingan na magkaroon ng anak, maging masagana yung kanilang pamumuhay at umasenso o umunlad din yung kanilang kabuhayan. For offerings, the reference to delicacies reflects a customary practice of offering food to saints during festival. Okay, so now please take a look at this picture. So makakakita tayo ng larawan ng isang diwata. So kindly take a quick and closer look and try to notice ano ba yung nakikita natin sa larawan. Alright, so let's take a look. For level 1, describe the things that you can see in the picture. So we can see a river, birds, a deer, a lady. Okay, so pwedeng running water. Diba? May plants. Now, for level 2, describe the symbolism that you see in the picture. So we can see a river for overflowing, kumbaga yung sinisimbolize ng river ay yung kasaganahan, di ba? Nag-overflow, malakas yung agos. Pwedeng nating maahilan tulad yan sa masagana o kasaganahan. Then, lady for purity, yung ating diwata bilang kalinisan. And then, yung bird, pwede natin siyang may associate to peace. And then, for level 3, describe the overall picture. So, we can say that a magical place, a paradise, or a fantasy. Okay, so yun yung ating mga possible answers for that. Okay, so we have to unlock some content area vocabulary. So you need to unscramble the letters in each item to form the words related to our topic, and then use the clues provided to answer this activity. So for number 1, it is a mythical story that involves heroic characters, elemental beings, or magical events from the past. So we can say this is a legend. Next, number 2, a collective culture transmits tales, dances, beliefs, and traditions from generation to generation. So we call that folklore. Number 3, the annual celebration of events usually takes the form of cultural dance, which is a way to preserve culture and identity. So we have festival, diba? In each place, in each area, municipality, in each province, we have our own festivals. So, pabonggahan tayo ng festival. So, nakaugat yan sa ating kasaysayan at nakatanim na rin sa ating kultura. Next, we have enchanting spirits such as forests, seas, mountains are usually guardians of nature. So, we call that diwata. And this refers to a particular feature of music, arts that is meaningful and appropriate to the place of learners. So what do we call that? Okay, so we call that relevant. Okay, so we have here. Okay, so we are now at week 1, day 2. But before going to that, so we have here the answer for the vocabulary that we had just a while ago. Okay, so now we are really at week 1, day 2. So we have here a picture, and if you have spare time, kindly watch the story of Mariang Sinukuan. So pwede nyo siyang i-search sa YouTube. Andiyan naman ang link, and it is under GMA. So maganda yung kanilang versions ng ating mga alamat. So, Mariang Sinukuan. So, bakit kaya ganun ang kanyang pamagat at sino nga ba si Mariang Sinukuan? So, let's try to find out. So, I would recommend you to watch this short story. It's a 15-minute story about Mariang Sinukuan. Okay, so every forest has its own guardian, Mariang Makiling in Laguna and Apong Malyari in Mount Apo. What people don't know is that in the mountains of Arayat in Pampanga, there is Mariang Sinukuan, and as the protector of her natural kingdom, she will not let anyone abuse her forest. So gaya nung ating mga nababasang mga kwento na kung saan ang mga kagubatan ay pinuprotektahan ng mga diwata, ganon din ang pangangalaga ni Mariang Sinukuan sa kanyang nasasakupang kagubatan. Kung sino man ang lumapastangan sa mga hayop na naroon, sa mga puno at halaman na naroon ay pinaparusahan. Kaso dumating yung pagkakataon na inabuso na ng tao yung mga biyaya na binibigay ng kalikasan at naging sakim at ganid na sila na mas gusto nilang kumuha pa ng higit sa mayroon sila. So, naggalit na si Mariang Sinukuan, hindi ba? Parang inabuso na yung kanyang kabaitan. Kasi kapag may nangangailangan, hindi naman niya pinagdaramot kung ano yung mayroon yung kanyang kagubatan, kung ano yung mga pagkain at prutas ay kanyang ibinibigay. So ito ay ayon sa kwento. Kaso dumating sa punto na inabuso ng tao yung kanyang kabaitan hanggang sa inubos na nila yung mga puno, pinaghuhuli, pinagpapatay ang mga hayop, pinagpuputol ang mga punong kahoy. Kaya naman naglaho si Mariang Sinukuan at nakaranas ng matinding tagtuyot ang lugar na yon. So yun ay batay sa kwento ni Mariang Sinukuan. So kapag napanood ninyo yung video na yon, ay mas lalo niyong maunawaan ang kwento ni Mariang Sinukuan. So, Mariang Sinukuan is a revered figure in Kapampangan folklore, deeply connected to the history and culture of Arayat, Pampanga. Her story predates Spanish colonization and is believed to be an indigenous deity associated with nature, fertility, and protection. So during the Spanish colonial period, her story was influenced by Christian beliefs. Mariang Sinukuan is a symbol of love and loss, and her transformation into a rock on Arayat Mountain holds a cultural and spiritual significance. The annual festival Fiesta ng Mariang Sinukuan celebrates her legend. Her story reflects the Kapampangan people's collective memory and cultural identity. So let's answer some questions. So what are the main ideas of the story? So ito yung pagpapahalaga, how it take good care of the nature, kung paano tayo binibiyayaan ng ating kapaligiran. So, dapat ganun din natin alagaan ang ating kapaligiran. And then, sabi nga, kung ano yung ginawa natin na hindi maganda sa anuman, lalo na sa ating nature o sa ating environment, ay babalik din sa atin, hindi ba? Sa panahon ng tagutom, dahil pinagpuputol na nila yung mga puno, wala na silang makain. At kapag dumarating yung panahon ng bagyo o malalakas na ulan, wala nang puno na poprotekta para hindi magkaroon ng baha. So, now how does the story make you feel? So, nakakalungkot kasi kahit hindi siya totoo, 'di ba? Kumbaga folklore, legend lang siya. Ay totoo na inabuso talaga, no? Yun na yung term, no? Inabuso natin yung ating mga likas yaman na sa ngayon ay unti-unti na nating nararamdaman yung epekto ng ating pagpapabaya sa kalikasan. And what is the historical and cultural background of the story? So a while ago, so diniscuss natin yung roots, no? Yung cultural and historical background ng kwento ni Mariang Sinukuan. All right. Okay, so now let's break it down. Okay, and let's discuss the elements na nakakaapekto, no, based on the video that you've watched. So, I suppose napanood nyo na yung video and mapapansin natin doon yung iba't ibang mga elemento na nakakaapekto para maging mas maganda yung kwento na ating pinanood. So, sound and music, masterfully combining music and sound to tell a story is a strong way to set the mood, express emotions, and drive the plot forward. So to prove this, look at something interesting cases of how music and sound are used in storytelling in the story of Sinukuan na Kapampangan Legend of Mount Araya. Di ba napakalaking bagay ng sound effects, sound, and music sa isang storya, sa isang theatrical play, sa isang stage play. Kasi binibigyang buhay niya lalo yung emosyon na mayroon doon sa ating pinapanood. Sound effects are a potent storytelling component. They are not just background noise, but they're key players that add depth, nagdadagdag sila ng lalim, ng katotohanan, yung pagkatotoo ng eksena, and yung impact niya sa emosyon natin, sa kanyang sa daloy ng kwento. They harmonize with visuals and dialogue, creating a symphony of storytelling that captivates the audience. So, malaking bagay yung musical score sa isang palabas, sa isang video, kasi it adds to the emotion na mayroon doon sa pinapanood natin. So, kung masaya, binibigyan niya pa mas lalo ng buhay para mas maging lively yung palabas. And kung malungkot naman, syempre, aangkupan mo yun ng malungkot na music and sound para mas lalong maramdaman ng nanonood yung emotion na kalakip ng kanilang pinapanood. So for visual art and theater, we have elements of artistic expressions. Of course, we have lines. In visual arts, lines are the strokes that define a shape. It can be straight, curved, zigzag, or diagonal. In theater, a line can refer to the spoken dialogue delivered by actors. Additionally, lines can also be the physical arrangement of actors in stage, creating visual lines that guide an audience focus and enhance the storytelling. We also have shapes. Shapes in visual arts are defined areas in two-dimensional space. Shapes can be created in theater by the actors' bodies, the set, and the lighting. We also have space. In visual arts, space refers to the area within, around, between, above, or below objects. In theater, space refers to the stage area and how the actors use it. So, sa isang stage play, napakahalaga ng espasyo o space. Kumbaga, sa isang stage play, yung stage, yun yung pinaka lugar kung saan sila, within that area lang sila gagalaw. They need to maximize the space na mayroon sila kasi hindi naman lahat ng stage ay malaki. Hindi rin lahat ng stage ay ganun lang din kaliit. So, kung maliit yung stage, they need to maximize it. And kung malaki naman, so kailangan din naman nilang sakupin yung buong stage. Alright? So, that is what space is in terms of theater art. So, yun yung stage area, doon sila nagpe-perform. And By using our imagination, na-imagine natin na yung space na ginagamit nila is yung setting ng story na kanilang pinoportray. Next, we also have texture. In visual arts, texture refers to the surface quality of an artwork. In theater, texture can refer to the feel of a scene or performance, which can be influenced by elements such as lighting, sound, and the actor's performance. So, ano ba yung feel, no? Ano ba yung ambience ng eksena? Malungkot ba? Nakakatakot ba? Very emotional ba yung dating o yung feel ng or mood noong pinapanood natin? So, nag-a-add yun, nakakadagdag doon yung lighting, yung ilaw, dim light ba? Naka-focus ba yung spotlight? Red light ba ang gagamitin? And then the sound, and then of course, the actors' performances. We also have rhythm. In visual arts, rhythm is created through the repetition of visual elements. In theater, rhythm can refer to the pacing and timing of the dialogue and action. So, kada kailan ba bumabato ng linya? Or every afterline, may music ba? Every afterline ba? May sounds? Magda-dance ba? So, yun yung rhythm na sinasabi. So, and then, every after scene, nagpapalit ba tayo ng backdrop? Nagpapalit ba ng setting? Ng itsura, yung stage? So, pwedeng yun yung maka-apekto sa rhythm sa isang visual art or sa isang theater play. Next, we have movement. In visual arts, movement is the path the viewer's eye takes through the artwork. In theater, movement refers to the physical motion of the actors and the emotional changes they portray. So, ito yung movement. So, sa visual arts, ito yung saan napupunta yung mata natin. Hindi ba? Kung paano natin tinitingnan yung galaw ng mata natin sa isang artwork. Pero in theater, movement refers to the physical motion. Paano ba gumagalaw yung mga actors and actresses natin sa stage? Kasama na rito yung pagbabago ng emosyon nila. Diba? Sa isang eksena, umiiyak. Biglang sa isang eksena, humahagalpak sa tawa. And then sa another scene naman, ay galit na galit. So we can classify that as movement. May emotional changes na nangyayari sa actors and actresses with the roles that they portray. And of course, lastly, we have color. In visual arts, color creates mood, represents temperature, expresses emotion, or evokes a response. Hindi ba, napag-aralan natin yung colors, meron siyang iba't ibang symbols na pwedeng ibigay sa atin. And at the same time, nakikita natin doon yung mood. Galit ba? Malungkot ba? Jolly or happy ba yung vibes ng visual arts na yon? But in theater, color can be used in lighting, set, and costume design to a similar effect. So, in theater arts naman, yung color naman ay makikita natin pwede sa ilaw na ginagamit. No? Spotlight lang ba? And naka-spotlight ba siya sa actor? And then walang ilaw talaga, totally dark sa paligid? Or vibrant ba yung kulay? Masyado bang maliwanag? Or naka-dim? Paano ba yung setting ng lights? And then yung set. Minimalist ba yung peg ng set? Or napakaraming niyang mga props? Or yung costume? Ano ba yung costume niya? Neutral colors bang ginamit? Bright colors bang ginamit? Pastel colors ba? So, yun yung nagre-represent naman ng color in terms of in theater arts. Alright, so now let's have week 2, day 1. And for this week and day, we're going to discuss principles of composition and organization. So, we have three components or three composition or principles. We have harmony. It is when different elements complement one another in a creative work. Nag-harmonize, no? Nagbabalanse, parang nagkakaroon sila ng magandang pagsasama-sama, no? Kumbaga magkaka-shade yung kulay, no? Yung for example, kung sa kanta man hindi nagkakalayo yung boses nila, how do we call that? Yung nag-harmonize, no? Hindi masakit sa tenga kung ito ay kanta, maganda sa paningin kung in terms of color, and then shape and texture. So, well-balanced or well-blended appearance. Ayan. Well-blended ang boses, ganun din ang colors, and yung shape niya, hindi nalalayo sa isa't isa. So, that is harmony. Next, unity refers to the smooth integration of many elements in creative work, creating a sense of total oneness. So, may kaisahan. Then we have vibration, combination of different elements in a creative work that generates fascination and excitement. It enhances its appeal and prevents it from becoming monotonous. So variation, for example, in a theater play, hindi lang puros pagpapatawa. Meron eksenang nakakalungkot, may eksenang nakakatakot. So, kumbaga, nagkakaroon ng iba-iba para hindi maging monotonous o pare-parehas yung ating napapanood. Diba? So, that is variation. May pagkakaiba-iba. Now, we have week 2. And for day 2, it will be allotted for your lesson activities. Alright? So, that's it for our lesson in music and arts for quarter 3, week 1. And I hope you learned a lot and you learned something from our discussion for this week. So, thank you so much for being with me. So, this is Teacher Aiza. I hope to see you again next time. Bye!